Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids, and in this video I want to show you the Samsung Galaxy Note 10.1 in combination with the S Pen that comes bundled with the device. This is the S Pen here. It's one of the main reasons that I actually got the product into test. I wanted to see if this S Pen would help increase my productivity. Now you can of course use the capacitive touchscreen with your finger, or you can interact with it with the S Pen. And you'll see as you hover the S Pen above the surface, it does actually give you a little cursor on the screen. So that's really useful. This feature can be turned on or off, but it gives you a nice way of tracking where you're going to be touching. So this uses the S Note application and also things like Photoshop Touch. I'm going to show you both of these in this video. So let's launch S Note. Here's some documents I've already been working on. Let's have a look in this one. And we've got some business documents, for example. So we can open up one of these and have a look. And here we've got one of the sample documents that's preloaded onto the device, and we can scroll through it using this navigation panel on the left, and it really looks very good, really impressive. So let's go back one, and we go back into this folder hierarchy here, and this is a great way of organizing all your documents. Well, let's actually create a new document. So let's go to plus, and here we've got some templates to choose from. So we can have a blank note, an idea note, meeting note, magazine, diary, recipe, travel, and memo. So let's tap on note, just a simple plain ruled page. And straight away, I can go into here, select just a normal pen, and I can start doodling. So let's just write hello and draw a smiley face. So in its simplest format, we can just make quick notes using the pen. Now we can also change the pen as well. So we can go to a paintbrush, and this creates a thicker stroke. And then we can go to this other brush here, and this creates yet another stroke. And this one's sort of pressure sensitive. So if I do it really lightly and then I press harder, it actually is pressure sensitive. We've also got a pencil, and again, we can sketch with the pencil, and we've got a marker as well. Now you can change the colour on all of these, and this last marker can be used for highlighting text. So perhaps I want to highlight something I've already done just to bring emphasis to it. So let's actually close that. We don't want to keep all of that, and we'll start another new document. And I want to show you how this works with creating really good notes and some of the extra features. So let's switch back to the normal pen, and we'll switch it back to black. And then we've got another icon here which has got three different options on it. We can choose from formula match to shape match or handwriting to text. Let's have a look at formula match, and this is really great. You can use it for just doing simple sums such as 69 plus 9, and then once it's recognized it, we can tap on search. Another panel opens up here showing the multitasking ability as well here, which I will do a separate video on. And you can see here it's given us the result of 78. Now we can close this down. Let's click clear, and we'll try another one. So here we've got a rather more taxing sort of formula that we want to actually look for the result. We can tap on search again. That same pop-out screen comes up, and it should give us the result. And here we go, we've got the result here. We've also got some really nice sort of graphics here as well, which I want to include on this document on the left. So I can hold the little button down on the S Pen and tap, and it takes a screenshot. And then when that screenshot's loaded, I can select a crop of it, and I just want to include this little diagram here. So we can drag these handles out, and we will click done. And then I can click or tap and drag this onto my document on the left, and we will click save over here. And let's close this down. So here we've got my little diagram that's now going to be included in my document. So really nice way of interacting with the results and pulling in content onto my note. So let's clear that, and we'll click close for now, and we'll start another fresh page up to show you this next section. So we'll go on to note again. Now for this next one, I'm going to show you that we can choose shape match. Shape match is really great, and this is again brilliant for drawing diagrams out. Perhaps you've taken some notes and you want to do a quick table. So we can draw a square like so, and as we draw it, the Galaxy Note 10.1 straightens out all the lines, makes everything nice and neat. You can see here I can even do rules going across the page as well. So it's created me a nice grid that I'm going to write some notes in. Brilliant. So let's go on to handwriting to text. Now there's two different ways you can do handwriting to text. You can either have this actually highlighted, which allows you to write within the boxes. So let's start with that. And we're going to write something into this box here. So this one here is going to be title. And as we write, it actually changes it to the actual text. And we can tap on here and we go into the next box. And this one's here is going to be range. And again, not very neat handwriting, but it is recognizing what I'm writing every single time. So this one here is going to be amount. Very scruffy writing, but again, it's got it correct. And you can tidy all of this up afterwards. So we do the last one and we'll do unit. And then we just put something in here. So let's write into, let's see if it goes into this one. So we do a number 2. And in this one, we're going to do 27. And you get the idea. So you can create a table really quickly and easily. And then we can flick back across to the shape match, and perhaps we want to just add some symbols to this, perhaps an arrowhead on that one, and you get the idea. That wasn't very neat, that triangle, so we can do that again, and we got a much neater triangle. So you get the idea of how this can work. So very, very good. The actual text recognition is very good as well. So let's do just one more. So for this particular example, I'm going to select a diary template. Now when this opens, I can tap and hold to add an image, select images. I'm going to go into my gallery and then into this one here. And this is from one of the Apple Store openings that I covered many, many years ago. So I can select this image and I can select what portion of the image I want and click done. And that actually pulls the picture into my diary entry. And now I just want to scroll down. Now I can either do that on the left panel here, or I can actually scroll using this right panel. And I want to add some text to my diary entry. So let's pull up the pen. Now this is one of the big annoyances I had with this particular application. Now I want to change the text style, which you do with this icon up the top here. So if I tap on that, instead of it taking me to change the text style, it's actually brought up the keyboard. I don't want that. I want to actually change the text style. So I have to click here again, and then I can change the font or text style. It's on Roboto at the moment. And everyone writes in their diaries in Comic Sans. So let's choose Comic Sans and we'll do 21 point. But the other annoyance is when I then start another note, it always reverts back to Roboto. So I have to do this every single time. Anyway, so we've got the cursor flashing there. We can go on to here. We're already on text to or handwriting recognition, and we can start writing. So let's try it. This is my diary entry. And we can wait for it to recognize it, and there we go. It's recognized what I've written. Now, because I've forgotten to do a space, I can tap the space here and I can continue. Now, watch what happens sometimes if I delay or if I take my pen off the paper, and we'll see if we get the annoyances that I've experienced during my tests. And what normally happens is we get pop-up keyboard, etc. Let's give it a try. Covering the Apple Store. So it's done that correctly. Opening many years. Oh, it's almost got that right. So let's just correct that. go, full stop. Now there's no shortcut to do spaces, so you do have to go up here and tap space every now and again. These are just sort of cursor keys, so we can do corrections further into the text, but it's behaving really nicely. I'm going to write quite a long sentence now and just see if it actually falls over, because I found in my previous test it wasn't doing as I wanted it. So let's go into a new paragraph here. So we do the Galaxy Note 10. There we go. So I delayed what I was writing, and it went into text recognition mode, and then when I tapped again, the keyboard came up. Not what I wanted to happen. Very, very frustrating. So we have to tap here, tap down, tap here, and just get back to the document. So now we're back on the document. You can see here it's gone into keyboard mode. We have to switch back across to text recognition mode here, and then we can continue writing. So you really mustn't do that pause. So let's try again. Comes with a 10.1 inch screen and performs very well. So I'm not writing particularly neatly, I'm just seeing if it will actually recognise that text, and it says here comes with a 10.L inch screen and performs very well. So it got one little bit wrong, but as you can see the text recognition on this is very good indeed. So that concludes my sort of look at S Note. Let's go back out to the home screen. Now the other one I wanted to show you was PS Touch. Now I am not an artist, but this is the sort of thing that you can create with Photoshop Touch. And you can even do layers, so I can add layers in for various things. And we've got different brushes to select, all of the tools we would really want from Photoshop Touch. Let's just select that brush, and then we can change the actual brush size up here. So we can go larger and smaller. And I'm going to add in a cloud. So I'm going to actually go back to brush selection and here and actually select the spray tool. And I'm going to add in some clouds. So let's select the size first of all, about there. The flow we're going to do at about 50%, and we'll do the opacity at about 47%. And then let's click the color, and we're just going to add in an extra white cloud. So that's selected now, and we can start adding in the cloud. And you can see here it's just adding this in really nicely. And we can perhaps, let's add some flecks coming off the sun, some little rays. So let's do the brush again. We do the brush size down a little bit. We do the flow up, the opacity up a little tiny bit. Let's select another color. Let's go for something like that. And now we can start sort of just adding in some little rays coming off. And if we want it thinner, let's just adjust the brush size down a little bit. That's a little bit too big. And we'll just erase those, and we'll just put them in again. And you get the idea. So it works really well with Photoshop Touch. As I say, I'm not an artist, but for doing things like this, absolutely fantastic. You've got different effects as well you can add, which is really cool. So perhaps we can add a sunny afternoon filter to this photo. Completely blows it out. Let's just bring the intensity down a bit. And we just add a small amount of that filter there and click apply. And you get the idea. You can really sort of change these to whatever you want. There we go. So this is what we end up with. It's just a really nice application, and I can see a lot of people really getting a lot of use out of this with the S Pen. The S Pen works extremely well indeed. Now I'm also going to be producing a video showing the multitasking capabilities of the Galaxy Note 10.1, so please do subscribe to the channel to see that. I hope you've liked my short look at how this pen interacts with things like S Note and Photoshop Touch. Please do subscribe, please do click that like button, and I will see you all in the next video.